This is Errol here from the 9-Star Key, and this is your full moon reading for the 26th of November 2015. Now, full moon, as we know, represents the ending of cycles, the ending of a period of time, and a transition into something new. So this 2-week period is giving us the opportunity to examine where we are in our walk, in our lives, in our environment, and how we can best adapt and fulfill the necessary needs and tidy up anything that is loose or anything that it needs our attention so it can be completed or removed from within our space, our life, our environment. And so this full moon is looking again at our foundation, is looking at what we are to ourselves, and it's giving us the opportunity to examine the things that we have established. So there may be some old behavioral patterns that needs to be addressed. There may be old habits that we have established and it's now becoming a hindrance to us, and so we are given the opportunity now to start to remove those things and put in new ways of relating to ourselves. And that's one of the key things that I can see from this, looking at this chart, is that we are shown to be, what's our foundation? Are the foundation that we have been building on the right foundation? And if it's not, we are given the opportunity to now to start to build something new, something fresh, prepare the ground for something excuse me, much more secure, much more fruitful, much more fertile. So what we plant in the next couple of weeks and months to come into 2016 will have the necessary nutriments, the right necessary ingredients that we need to launch out and be successful, be the most authentic person that we can be to ourselves and to the people around us, so that we can grow and fulfill the things that we are really wanting to fulfill in life. And so this full moon is giving us and showing us the areas that we can be really working on, and one of the areas is our minds, our thoughts, and really take into account what are our thoughts patterns. Are there anything that is maybe lingering in our minds, old habits that's become our default way of thinking, of doing things, that is not serving us? And many times these default ways of thoughts and habits is something that we're very comfortable with, and we don't necessarily notice them, or we don't necessarily feel that they are of any they're not really harming us in any way, but in fact they are slowing us down, they are retarding our real potential. And so this full moon is asking is to us to examine closely, what thoughts do we have? How do we think? How do we do things? And we need to be able to stop and be conscious in the moment in how we think through things. How do we do things? And if we see there's a pattern there that is no longer serving us, we need to be able to examine it and start to remove them and replace it with something more positive, more beneficial to us, so that we can start to really grow and really start to blossom into our true nature. And so, again, this major change again is happening internal to us, really deep within us, and that change is one to bring something new, fresh and dynamic. And again, it's looking at something that has been established for a long while, and we have had fruit from it, but that fruit now is no longer bearing the what we would expect it to be bear. So we need to be looking at things that we have been using for a while and it served us, but maybe now it's not giving us the returns that we will be expecting it to be giving us. And so we need to be looking at that and finding out new ways to be given and to put something new in that will be more beneficial to us. Now, this new opportunities that we are looking for, again, it's coming from the point of relationship. There's a lot of relationship based action and codependency here. We're going to be developing new ways to be interacting with people, but again, the most important relationship that we can establish is with ourselves. We need to be able to have a stable relationship with ourselves. And again, this is again reflected here, that the important changes that is going to be happening is going to be within us, within ourselves, deep within ourselves, so that we can be really flowing and moving forward with things. And so this new moon is really pushing the envelope in how we are relating to ourselves. Do we hear ourselves? Are we prepared to ask ourselves those deep searching questions of change, and not change for the sake of it, but change that's going to be really long lasting, that's going to really give us the spiritual advantage, the moral advantage, the physical advantage in this environment that we live in. And for some of us, the environment that we are in is rather quite toxic, and it's quite damaging. So that's why, again, we need to be able to come from within ourselves, look at these old default programs, as you could say, that are no longer serving us or have never really have served us, and start to establish something new, something more beneficial that is going to really help us to move forward. So again, the thoughts, the mind, coming from the heart, from within, deep within ourselves, this is going to be the key thing here. Bringing something new, not recycling something that you have been using in the past or you're familiar with. I believe this is something new, something more vibrant, something more dynamic. Again, it could be quite, for some of us, it could be quite a change. You know, it's going to really stretch us. In fact, it's going to, for some of us, it's going to really, like, there's going to be no rule books in how we can be established. We're going to have to be writing the book as we move along each and every day, so that we are in a new position, in a new space for the coming weeks and months ahead of us. And so we just need to be aware that as these new areas come in, there can be some little bit of challenges a bit later on in the coming couple of weeks, that as we start to bring in these new areas of change and support, you know, again, there's going to have to be some areas of change or planning in how we think. Our thought patterns are going to be again challenge, because again we're going to be very used to the patterns that we will always have been using. And again, for some of us, these things will be a challenge. For some of us, there's going to be exciting times, because we see the opportunities that are laid before us, and we'll be thinking of new ways in how we can incorporate these new opportunities into our lives, as we are expelling the old ways of doing things. So again, this is going to be quite an exciting couple of weeks for the majority of us, and again, for some of us, are challenging times, but the challenges bring those opportunities that we can move into and grow into. So this new moon is really opening up new ways, new avenues for us. And so again, the bringing in of order, bringing in of the opportunities in how we interact with people. Again, this is all about bringing new opportunity, new ways of establishing new order. Some things for many of us, it's going to be really quite fresh. We'll be stretching ourselves to really understand what's really happening with us. But again, as time moves on, we will be start to see and start to be established, start to be settling down. But again, it's grounding ourselves with the understanding in who we are, grounding ourselves on the understanding that as we look to the internal side of us and seeing those new opportunities that's around us and about us and also within us, because we will have, again, new ideas, new opportunities, new thoughts and new ways of doing things. Those new ideas will start to come online much more quickly, and we'll be able to establish ourselves in what we are endeavoring to do with a lot more ease. So this full moon, again, I think as I look at it, it's a lot of opportunities here, but also some of challenges in how we are going to be changing things, change the mixture of things that we've been used to, and just bringing a lot more different elements, a lot more internal things that we are, again, for some of us, we might have had found it a bit difficult because we have not necessarily recognized those giftings, those opportunities that were deep within us. But again, we will be starting to see those things, and credibility of what you'll be doing will again first be validated from within yourself and then externally to what you are doing. So again, look for the validation that you're wanting first from within yourself, and then it will come externally afterwards. So I hope this full moon reading was of interest to you, and if you would like any more information or a personal reading, then please contact us with the links down below. The 2016 general readings for each of the different houses will be going up soon, so keep an eye out for those. And again, if you like this video, please press like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Take care. Until next time, bye-bye.